Hello, gentle viewers. This is Avguardian, welcoming you back to Board Game Arena for the next game in our solo series, Ark Nova, aka Terraforming Zoos. We'll talk about it, believe me. Um, Ark Nova is a game designed by Matthias Wigge and published by Feuerlandspiele in 2021 about building a zoo and filling it with animals to attract visitors and score points in order to win the game. Um, it plays 1 to 4. Says it takes about an hour. I don't know that it takes about an hour, but sure. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play solo today. Do let me know in the comments, by the way, if you want to, if you'd rather see me play hot seat rather than solo. I think for a lot of games, solo is a pretty close approximation of what the experience is like, but you may feel differently. And if that's the case, then we'll go from there. So we're going to dive right into this one. Okay. Oh, I have to decide which map I want. Okay. Ice cream parlors. So if I cover... Okay, what's the deal here? It says if I cover kiosk, play some bonuses, that I get extra income for each thing, but I don't see what they're talking about. Oh, you know what? It might mean these. Hmm. Okay. That's map 7. Map 2, everything adjacent to this one has increased capacity. I played on this one last time I played the game, so we're going to go for map 7. Gonna hit confirm, and then I'll actually talk about how the game works. Starting hand of cards. Let's get this out of the way for right now. I want to talk about the map first, and then how the game actually works. The game takes place over a number of rounds I'm too lazy to count, where I am trying to beat a certain score. Specifically, I must score at least 100 points before the game in order to win the game. If I don't score at least 100 points, then I can't win the game. That's all I'm trying to do in a very, very basic way. Um, yes, my goal is to get 100 points by the end of the game. But how do we do that? On a turn, you will play one of 5 action cards. Oh, I didn't decide which cards I'm going to keep. I'll worry about that here in a second. We'll talk about the action cards here in a moment. Unless, oh, you can see them here. Okay. There are 5 actions you can take throughout the game. This is a game where you will pick a card, do what the card says, and slide to the back, making other cards more powerful. The first card is the Oliphant card, or the Animals card. This card lets you play cards from your hand. If it's at strength 1, you can't play any cards. If it's at strength 2, etc., etc., you can see what it says there. You pay the cost, put the animal out, and score points and do other cool things. This is your sponsor card. You either get money or you play a sponsor card out of your hand with X equal to the level of your strength. Very straightforward. The pink cards that you're seeing, by the way, are called upgrade cards. Those will not come into effect until later in the game, so I'll talk about that when I make my first choice there. The cards card gets you more cards. Snap is a different thing. I'll talk about snapping when we get there in a little bit. But you basically draw cards from the deck. Sometimes you draw and discard. Other times you use it to keep the cards that you draw. Build. You put out a building on your map. Animals need to live in buildings, mostly. So if you don't have a building for them, then you can't play them. And last but certainly not least is the association action. You take one of your worker placement workers, you put them out on this board and get a thing. This will make sense as I play the game. I just want to give you a sense of how that works. So every turn you will take one of your 5 cards, play it, and then put it at the back of the line to push everything else up, so making other cards more powerful. What does a card look like? Let us reveal now. Let's look at the African ostrich. The top left of every card is what size enclosure it needs. African ostriches, they're big old birds. They need a really big place to live. In this case, it can also live in the aviary. You can tell that by the little 4 with the 4 hexes around it. So either one, either a great big size 5 enclosure or just 4 spots in your enclosure there. Shut up, game. I have as much time as I want. The number in the square is how much money it costs to actually play the card. And then there's tags on the top right, which is why people call it terraforming zoos, because the tags are very familiar to people who play terraforming Mars. In this case, it counts as a bird from Africa. The bottom right has their appeal rating, which is one of your point tracks. It's kind of confusing, but we'll get to it later. And then every card has an ability in place. In this case, the African Ox is really good at sprinting. It is worth 2 cards from your deck. That is playing an animal. Very easy. Not too challenging. We do have one end game scoring card that we can put out there where we can release an animal with an America's icon, like our friend the Ecuadorian squirrel monkey. If it's a strength 2 or less, it's worth 3 conservation points. Conservation points, if we take a look back here at the board, are these big points here. So once we get up to 35, so at the beginning of the game, it's negative points. But once we move faster and faster, it gets added onto my appeal rating, which is pretty beneficial. Remember, we're trying to get 100 points. That's our goal. Or more. So my first decision is I need to keep 4 cards. Starting at $25, 17. I earn $17 every time I take the income step, and I have 20 appeal and 0 conservation. Okay, let's talk this one out. The ostrich is really cool, but it's also really expensive. That makes it a poor choice to keep. The Eurasian Eagle Owl is not a terrible choice. It's a nice early game card. It doesn't take a whole lot to play it. I think we're going to keep the Eurasian Eagle Owl. The Ecuadorian Squirrel Monkey is also one we could potentially play relatively early in the game, so we'll do that. I like having an aspirational... Oh, what are our objectives here? We want European animals. We want Asian animals. And then we want from all over the country. Or the world, as it's properly called. This European Bison is awfully tempting, but it's very much a late game card. It's going to take us a long-ass time before we'll be able to play that one. It is pretty sexy, but I don't know that it's a smart idea. The macaque isn't terrible, but he's gonna stick around for a while. Rock monitor's not bad. That's the reptile house, is the other icon there. Yeah. I'm gonna keep this just in case. That's a reasonable choice to keep. And then I guess I can keep one of the bigger boys. I think I will keep the bison. And we'll see if it works out. That's my 4 cards. Everything else is discarded. So these are the cards that we can collect throughout the game in certain circumstances. You get what's called your reputation range. If you see my little hat here, I can grab this card and this card only at this point in the game. As this moves up, I unlock special abilities, free stuff, and eventually I'll start getting points every time I move up there. These are sponsors, the herpetologist here and the Guerrilla Field Research. Alright, so our very first play is going to be... I cannot play the Eurasian Eagle Owl without an enclosure, and I have to have a partner zoo for Europe. We'll do it. So I'm going to play the association card. I'm going to pick this. European Zoo. I confirm. And notice that cube moved down. Every time all these cubes move down, I get a point. Or sorry, I get my income, and then we go from there. Now I can legally play my Eurasian Eagle Owl, who's also cheaper, because I have a matching zoo. First, though, we need to build. So we're going to do exactly that. We have to build on the edge to start the game. That is required. We need a level 2 structure for him. Or her. I'm going to do this for a free kiosk. Done. I'm thinking to place a kiosk anywhere my heart desires. I will place it... Yeah, here seems good. And I can only build one building, so that concludes that step. I'm then going to play an animal. And I can either play the spider monkey or the Eurasian eagle owl. I want the eagle owl, though. He's my boy. So, off we go. Our first animal has been played. And we're going to choose Perception. I get to draw 4 cards and keep 2 of them. Want to get them Europe cards. I'm not seeing any there. This isn't terrible. I could get behind this. I don't know if y'all can hear that. There's an ice cream truck that is outside my house. For the little kids. We want them some ice cream. I confirm my turn. Okay. I need options. I need animals I can play, or I need to build some more. I don't really want to build more if I don't have to, but that may be the best choice. This Siberian Tiger's not getting played anytime soon. It's such a good card, though. That's a reputation and 2 conservation. But it's going to be a while before I can play that. This is a really handy reminder of which tags you've played, which is pretty helpful. I'm going to go ahead and choose to draw cards. I could snap a card. Snapping means taking it from anywhere within on the board. I'm so sorry. I am a thing right now. None of these feel great. I'm gonna draw 3. And then I choose, I have to discard one of them. I'm actually choosing to discard the Siberian Tiger. I just don't see myself being able to play it. So, goodbye, Tigerino. Okay, I now know that I can play the Kamanagama, which is pretty handy. I could get behind that. I could play the Polar Bear exhibit. Let's say adjacent to 1 water space. And then anytime I play a bear, I get 2 points to appeal. And I get a conservation point if I have more bears. So this gives me a very bear-heavy strategy. I don't know if you noticed, I have 0 bears in my hand. Maybe not the best card. Exert an herbivore. Anytime you play an herbivore with that specific icon, you get $3. Maybe. Let's do it just because I really don't know what else I want to do right now. I just want to get the card out of my hand. So I'm going to go ahead and play Expert in Herbivores. Notice I can't play those cards because I can't legally place near water right now. So we'll do this. Play the card. And I will get $3 because it has an herbivore tag on it. Oh, what are my game end goals? This is kind of important. I want lots of sponsor cards. And I want small animals. Okay. Small animals I can do. That might be the better end game scoring card to proceed with. So I need to make sure that I'm playing lots of small animals. Alright, I need buildings. buildings. I cannot play more animals without buildings, so build we shall. Um, I am going to rotate you to place it here because it'll get me reputation, which is pretty handy. There we go. Notice I did not place on a free pavilion space, so I don't get a free pavilion, which I think makes sense. Confirm. I have one more action, so playing an animal here makes a lot of sense. I think we go ahead and play the Ecuadorian squirrel monkey. That's pretty solid. I can afford the bison, but I have nearly enough space for him. That's going to have to come later, I think. I have actually a better idea. I'm going to play the Kamanagama. But it's inefficient. Nope, we're going to play the spider monkey. Squirrel monkey. Monkey. Yes? No? Yes? I have cards in my hand I don't see myself being able to play, so getting more money by playing the Agama actually makes some sense. We're going to take the Agama. It's not my favorite. It's kind of a waste of the building, but if I build a reptile house, I can always move them later. Now I can discard 2 cards for $4 each. I'm going to get rid of the polar bear exhibit and the cotton top tamarin. Because they're too expensive. It's going to take a while to get enough research tags to play him. So make $8. And I confirm. Okay, we started a break. So some things are happening here, clearing things out, getting new things. Most importantly, I get income. My kiosk is worth $1 because I have 2 different buildings next to it. Okay. I need cards pretty badly. I have a dearth of cards, and I just get to take 2. I cannot take from reputation range until I upgrade my cards card. So I will take my cards and enjoy them. Hopefully. A reptile house is gonna be tricky. A reptile house is gonna be really tricky. Because I can't buy them until I upgrade a card, and I don't have a way to. I do have a way to upgrade a card. I want a university, though. It's my problem. But I think I have to take a partner zoo instead. I have a lot of Asians in my hand. Plus, this says I get an appeal for all the. Anytime I play at a kiosk, or anytime I play at America's, I'm going to get a free kiosk, which is pretty sweet. Is that what I'm prepared to do? Because claiming a conservation project is also really powerful, especially early on in the game, because you can dig into some of this stuff, which is really nice. Um, I get a free building every single turn that'll help me fill up this map. I kind of think we have to go here. And we're gonna go ahead and now I can only do this once, so I'm yeah, I'm not gonna get no cancel. I will instead. Ugh. I'm gonna take the North American partner zoo. It's not what I want to do, but it's what I have to do. So now I get to upgrade one of my cards. And I really want to upgrade the build action. I think that's the most important one to upgrade because it gets you into the reptile house, which is what I want to build. Since I have a couple reptiles, then it'll free spaces up for the future. Let's make this a thing. Let's upgrade the build card. And then we're going to use it right now to build a reptile house. Which is this guy here. Right? Yeah, that's the reptile house. No, that's a petting zoo. No, this is the reptile house. No, this is just a level 4 enclosure. Wait, what? Oh, I know why. Because that's his strength 5. That's the problem. Okay, I'm gonna play Expert on the Americas out of my hand as a sponsor card. And I will take a free kiosk, thank you. Now, kiosks can't be within 3 spaces of another kiosk, so you are somewhat limited with where you can build them, but they're pretty lucrative. And helpful things to have. Plus, now I can build in these spaces, which otherwise I couldn't. Now I can build the reptile house, which is this guy here. I am going to choose to rotate this one time. Oh, if I rotate it, I cannot place it. That is unfortunate. That seems good. Move animals to the new building, please. So now he gets to scooch on over to my reptile house. Does he even take any space because he's that cool? I'm going to take a card in reputation range. I would love to take the collared Mangabe. That feels like an okay decision. Give me a Mangabe. He's a pricey little dude, but that's okay. I'm not going to play a sponsor with money because I don't have any sponsor cards. So I covered up a space that I could use for something else, but that's okay. We'll survive somehow. What kind of animal do I want to play next? I think we have to play the European grass snake. He's too cheap and too useful for our purposes, so we'll do that. Oh, that's right, you can actually play 2 of them. The reptiles isn't by water, I can't play my grass snake. Damn it. No! Oh, that was so stupid. Pivot. Oh, that is the worst. I cannot play my grass snake because I did not pay attention to the fact that it has to be near water. And I'm nowhere near water, so he's gonna clog up my hand for a while. Still worth it, but let's get some more cards, because there's a chance I could actually play 2 animals if I get the right ones. Give me 2 from the deck, please. Thank you kindly, game. Native farm animals. 1 appeal for each border space that is connected, but itself not covered. I don't think so. You all want fucking water. You suck. I cannot play 2 cards. That makes me sad. Makes me very sad. I mean, I'm gonna get income anyway. So I think I kind of want to play something just so I have something else out there. I'm actually pretty far behind the times at the moment. I'm going to build a kiosk for 0 money. To put it right here, which will then let me build another kiosk. See? That's big brain play time. There we go. Plus it improves my income. I do not have another card to play, alas. And I can reset something down to 1 to help something else become more powerful. I'm going to send sponsors down to number 1. That way, next turn, I can build something nice and chonky. I can even get that bison played out. That would be pretty valuable. Okay, you can only have 3 cards in your hand normally, so I need to discard stuff. So grass snake can go, posturing can go, and farm animals can go. Notice these red cubes block off the cheap donations. That's something to think about as we play through the game. But I can't even make donations until I start improving things. I'm gonna have 4 European bison quite soon. My problem is I don't have an animal I can play. I could get cards. Cards are always useful. We like cards in this game. I'm gonna discard a card. That's okay. I'm gonna discard free range world monkeys. Oh no, I actually can still play this. But I just had to ignore placement bonuses, which is not appealing to me in the slightest. Confirm. Alright, I really wish these were in a different order, because I want to build a level 5 enclosure so I can play the bison. But I can't do that right now. It's fine. I could also just play Yosemite National Park. If I go here. Lame. I'm gonna take this one, which increases my hand size. I can now have 5 cards in my hand. That still felt gross, though. I didn't like that. But I needed to move build up, so we could put a big ol' honkin' super dealy here. Let's rotate this. 1, 2. Undo last step. I think we need to rotate it at least once, maybe twice. That'll work. That'll work. I can move 1 card to the number 1 spot. I would like to go ahead and move down the sponsor action. No, I'm about to get a whole bunch of sponsors. That actually doesn't make sense. Let me move the association action down. Alright. We can now play 2 animals, or we could if we had 2 enclosures, which we don't. I think that's okay though, because I think it's so important to have the European bison out so we can eventually take advantage of this guy that we're just gonna play only 1 animal. Get out there, my bison-y chum. So I get $3 for playing an herbivore. I get all the sponsors, which is pretty nice. And I could play another animal, but I don't have an enclosure, so I cannot do that. Confirm. Alright, the penguin pool. I get 2 appeal for every bird. I get to place a unique building on the map. That's not terrible. Every 2 rock icons in my zoo, which I don't have any right now. Engineer is really, really good. I think we have to play the engineer. That's a very strong card. Because anytime I build, I can build another building of the same kind. There we go. Done. Confirm. Another break happens. Notice that there's now fewer and fewer actions between each break. That is something we're gonna have to consider as we play through the game. I need cards desperately. I could snap and grab any single card that I'd like, but I think I'd rather get all three of them from the deck. I can like discard this stupid penguin pool. Discard. I could play the American alligator. No, the reptile has to be next to water. Damn it. Okay, fine. Confirm. I'm gonna build another level 5 enclosure. And let's rotate him once. Put that there. Confirm. I cannot build a second building. Or can I? Oh no, I can build another building. I can do. 1, 2. I just need to build this. Nope, one more time. Beautiful. So I just got to build 2 enclosures because of the engineer effect. That's really powerful. I'm gonna build for free, put out a kiosk for no money. Let's put it here to get $5. That's pretty good. Um, I guess we could take a dingo. I think instead I'm going to take one from the deck. Get some mystery meat. Hope to get a quality critter. Okay. I can get one more Europe by playing the Expert in Europe sponsor card. That does make it worth 5 points, so that's actually a pretty smart idea. I take the action. Get to take the cards. Actually, get more cards out. That is pretty solid. Or I can get me an alligator, which lets me snap a card from the display. He's worth 7 prestige. I think I'd rather play the Mangabe though. The Mangabe. I'm gonna put you in this one here. I'm really going to take the cards action, which will get me some more cards. Cards are good. We like cards. Done. And honestly, the Fennec Fox is not very helpful right now, so we're going to discard him. Alright, I have a cunning plan. No, I don't. Spit. I have 3 different icons. This is a good time, because I'm about to trigger another break, and I want to use it effectively. So I'm going to come over here. I could play Yosemite National Park and let them go, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to pick the habitat diversity and get 2 conservation points. I get a free token, which means I'm going to take getting a free 2 building. I don't get to either upgrade a card, which I'm definitely going to do. I'm going to upgrade the association card. Lets me make donations. I need to start being able to make donations in order to get more stuff. So we'll upgrade that. And I get to place my very own level 2 building for free. Right there. Done. Confirm. What? Oh, because I just played Association. That's right. I gotta get rid of 3 cards. I have too many cards in my hand, which is fair. I do have too many cards in my hand. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3. Discard them all. Go ahead and get me my free thing here. Let's take a card. I could take a card from the deck instead. Interdasting. I could go digging with my new tapir friend. I think I will. Let's do it. 25 bucks, $8 from the kiosks, 5 from the map. Confirm. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I like to play the Expert on Europe card. I'm going to take my free level 1 enclosure because I want to free up. I'm going to cover as much of the map as I can. If I cover it all, I get 7 appeal, which is pretty nice. That's every time I play a Europe icon, which is pretty good. I don't think we're going to win this game. I think it's taken me too long to build quality animals. I could build a whole bunch of empty buildings just to try to fill up the map. Nothing I have wants the aviary, or that would be tempting. But I want animals to get up to 5 so I can play 2 animals, because I have more than enough stuff to play 2 animals. When I can't play the Tasmanian Devil because I don't have an icon. But that's okay. That is okay. Alright, we're gonna build. I'm gonna play a 3, and we're gonna rotate it 1 time. Blip. Right there. I'm gonna play another 3. Blip. And I think a kiosk would be a pretty handy thing to have. Put it right there. Done. And yeah, we're gonna just build a pavilion and fill up the map. Done. Confirm. And now we're gonna play 2 animals. I'm gonna play the tapir first. He wants a 2 enclosure, so he can have a 2 enclosure. I'm gonna go ahead and gain this. We're gonna upgrade a card. I'm gonna upgrade the animals card. You might be able to hear that. It is raining quite badly. Okay, I can discard a card from my hand to draw a card. I'm gonna discard the Geologist. And then I get to see a card. Okay, Jungle doesn't really appeal to me. Let's dig again. And I really don't want a Barred Owl Hut. Come on, game. Give me something good. You're terrible. Now I'm gonna play the Northern Giraffe, or do I want to play the Alligator? I can move the sponsor up to level 5. That is more useful to me than playing the Alligator. So I'm gonna put you there. Please place it at 5, because then the first thing we do next turn is I'm going to play the aquarium. I cannot, in fact, play the aquarium. I'm a big dummy, because I don't have any room left on my map. Get me all of my money, please. And then more money. I only get, I think, 1 or 2 more actions, so the last action has to be... Confirm. It has to be the sponsor's action, and I do have 2 of these jerks. We're going to play support a conservation project. We're going to do Europe, and we're going to do it in the first slot for 5 conservation points. I'm going to take 3x tokens, because that could be pretty handy. To help me manipulate where I want to put stuff. Let me draw 3 cards. I guess I can take from Reputation Rage, can't I? I'll take a Sun Bear. Sun Bears are amazing. Oh, I cannot play a Sun Bear because I don't have the Partner Zoo, so I guess I'll take the Crested Porcupine. Just a little guy. And then I'll draw 1 more card from the deck. Done. I'm going to donate $10 to get another conservation point. And I guess I'll gain 2 more movement. That was a pretty great turn, all things considered. I just worried that it's too little too late. I could play an animal. I'd love to play a leopard, but I do not have the Partner Zoo. I could get the Partner Zoo. No, I cannot. Why can I not get the Partner Zoo? Why can I not play Association again? Oh, because I don't have any Association workers. That was a mistake. Which means I can play 2 animals, but they're not the 2 I want to play. That's fine. Let's just burn a bunch of X tokens to give me all the cards. And I do get an association worker now, so I could do a reputation a little later on. Let's get us an alligator. Alligator. I'm gonna snap a card, which means they can take it from anywhere. And let's go ahead and get ourselves... I cannot take the Sun Bear. I could take the Lesser Bird of Paradise, but it doesn't really have an effect for me. I guess I'll take the Sea Lion, even though I can't actually play him. That's fine. Give me my points. I cannot build because I have nothing to build. And we're gonna play ourselves a Crested Porcupine over here. This little guy. And let's do some digging. Let's go to this stupid aquarium that I can never play and see what we can get instead. An arcade is fun. I just basically get some extra appeal, which isn't terrible. Oh, no, I can't do that. Because I don't have any room for it. That was an ungood thing. Yeah, I could do that, but I'd rather not. Confirm. It's a bunny. Okay. This used to say how much penny points you'd actually earn for this. So for every animal I have that's less than... That's where the true less. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 1 conservation point. Oh, it does have it right there, doesn't it? It's 1 conservation point either way. I will discard this one. And we are defeated. Sigh. We could not get 100 points. If we take a look at this, you'll notice we earned 6 points from our thing there. Our appeal was at... What was our appeal at? 88. So it's 88 and 6 is 94, which is a -6 because you had to get at least 100 points. So disappointing, but I think it lets you see how the game can function and how close you can get. I want to play again, so we're gonna play this one more time, and see if I can't win it the second time. So let's do it. Play again. Play it again, Sam. My engine didn't get going until too late, and I think that's what hurt us. Okay. So for every space covered adjacent to this guy here, I get a point. I get an extra buck. And once this is connected to my zoo, I can discard a card at any time for $3. That's pretty good. I like it. Let's get the commercial harbor. Okay, what are we going to start with this time? We have an African bush elephant, golden line tamarind, mountain tapirs, Siberian tiger, native seabirds. When you play it, you get a point for every water that's connected to a building. That's not bad. Expert in large animals. 2 appeal for every large animal in my zoo. And it costs me less money to play a large animal. And then a couple of these. I'm definitely going to keep the primate breeding program and the expert in large animals. I love the African bush elephant. It's going to be a while before I can ever play him, but he's still a really good card. And then I'm going to take the golden tamarind. That's my 4th card. Done. Okay. I definitely need to build. That is a requirement for this game. And I can do this pretty easily. All I need is a partner zoo of that same continent. I can play it whenever. Let me start by building. And now I've got my special ability. So I can trigger that whenever I need to. Right over here. I'm going to go ahead and play an animal. And we're going to get ourselves this lovely little tamarin. He's just a little guy. Let's go ahead and move sponsors. No, let's move build down to number 1, I guess. That's fine. Confirm. Um... I need the partner zoo. I need cards, though. I need cards fairly desperately. Let's get some cards. Banned before it's out to release an herbivore. I don't like releasing animals if I can avoid it, so I will decline your kind offer. Confirm. This is interesting. It's a good card to play early, but it's also not a good card to play early. Because if you play it early, you don't get the appeal boost. I don't know, man. It's a hard one. I could play the hyena card, though. And then anytime I play a predator for the rest of the game, I get to keep an animal and discard the rest. That's pretty good. I like that ability. I like that quite a bit. What are my scoring cards, actually? I would like empty building spaces or research icons. I don't know which of those are going to be easier to get, so we'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and play a sponsor card, and we're going to go ahead and play the Spotted Hyena Compound. Conform. And we're going to place this unique building. I'm going to rotate it twice. 3 times. No. 1, 2, 3. Really? I literally cannot build this building right now. No, yes I can. I just saw it. I gotta build it like that. Then I get to hunt. Confirm. I'm gonna go ahead and take a North American partner zoo. So that I can eventually play this next turn. That's my goal. That's my secret idea there. I could build. I should build. I must build. What do level 4 buildings look like again? Oh, they look like that. Rasm. Okay. A 3 literally doesn't help me right now. I need more cards. I still need more cards. I need all of the cards until I can find one that suits me. Till I can find a card that sparks joy. I mean, there's another Predator. He expensive, though. He real expensive. And I don't really want to get involved with the petting zoo stuff. Confirm. I could play the side entrance. Yeah, let's do it. It gets a card out of my hand, and plus it'll give me a little bit of cash. Confirm play. How come I didn't get any money? I should have done, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I gotten $2 for my side entrance? I thought I would. I've got to discard 2 cards. I'm going to get rid of the alligator, and I think I'm going to get rid of the grizzly bear, too. I need more animals in my zoo pretty desperately. That's how it is sometimes. Confirm. I'm playing fairly poorly at this point. I literally cannot play any of the animals on my hand. It is literally not a possible thing. Because I only have one animal that I need a level 2 animal card to actually play. And I don't want to associate again. Even though I could get an animal that way, because that doesn't help me with my actual goal. Oh, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get apes, or reptiles, or Europeans. And I have one ape presently. Sigh. I need more cards. This sucks. I hate this so much. I'm hoping to get an animal that I could actually play at some point. Really, game? Really? I have to get a partner Zoom. Because then I can upgrade my animals card. Which means all I need is money and a place for the elephant to hang out. I'm just not playing an animal this time. Yeah, so this is like an extra ability. You can take a card in slot 1 and get an X token. Which I have to do because I literally cannot play the only animal that I have because I have nowhere to put it. Here we go. And then I get an X token, but I have 2 X tokens now, which is not terrible. Confirm. Um, I need money, but I also need cards. Give me more cards. I need all of the cards. There must not be a single card remaining when this is done. I mean, the caracal is pretty cute. But I would need another enclosure. I think that's reasonable. Let's get one of these guys here. Confirm. Get a new break. I have to discard 3 cards. I'm gonna discard you. I'm gonna discard you. And you. And the little guy, I guess. Unfortunate. But it's gonna be worth it when I get to crank out this big old elephant. Oliphant. He's gonna do he's gonna do great things. He is the greatest of things. Give me my fucking elephant. I'm gonna draw 2 more final scoring cards and keep one of them. Architectural Zoo. If I connect all the spaces, I get points. I get points for small animals. I like getting small animals, I think it's a little bit more likely, so I think I'm gonna discard the Architectural Zoo. Sorry. I'm gonna keep you instead. Done. Done, done, done. Move me up in reputation range, and I get 10 points. Yes. Oh. Oh, you can only share it with an herbivore. Elephant is. Nice. Use flocking ability. You can hang out with the Oliphant. You'll be pals. You'll be best friends. I don't have any sponsor cards, so let's put it last, shall we? Confirm. I'm now going to do the primate breeding program. And I would like 2 conservation points and 2 things there. Another association worker is pretty good. So is getting more buildings. I think I'm going to take the one to get me more buildings. Oh, that's Getty University right now. That is also fairly appealing. They're all good. I want to start filling up the zoo, right? Don't I? No, I want empty building spaces. Interesting. So I think I will take a free university. And I'm going to take this guy here. Which then lets me upgrade a card. I'm going to upgrade the cards card. Give my 2 conservation points. I could upgrade a card. Or I could get an association worker. I want another association worker. That'll be really helpful going forward here. And then I'm going to end my turn. I must, in fact, take the cards action because I have no cards. Give me 4 cards from the deck, please and thank you. I need 4 cards. Nice. Gain an appeal when I play this card. Place a Victor column unique building on there. And every turn I get an appeal. That's pretty cool. So basically just get 2 appeal. I don't have any Australians, so I'm not looking to have them anytime soon. So I think I'm going to discard this. Done. Sure. Let's go ahead and play this guy here, because I currently have no money. And then I'm gonna place you here. Confirm. I've got a lot of X tokens. This is a fantastic time to go ahead and play an association. And I'm gonna take. Don't I have one of the ones for the research zoo? I do. I'm gonna take this one here. And I'm gonna upgrade the association card so I can start making donations. There we go. All right, we got some cash. We can start playing some stuff. Yeah, give me all of the things, please. I get no money. I don't think we're gonna win this game either. I think I'm way too far behind. Way too far. I don't have space for 2 animals, but I could get space for 2 animals. No, I can't. I literally cannot play the stove. Ever. Because I don't have a Europe icon. Let's get some more cards. I could just snap a card. I'd rather just get more cards, though. Oh, hang on. I do want monkeys. Monkey? Um... Snapping this little guy isn't a bad idea. But I think I just need cards at this point. I just need cards so that I have options of things I can do. All I literally need to do is play a bird, and I have that going for me. Oh, I can never play that card. That sucks so hard. But I cannot do it. It is not a possible thing. And I don't have any birds either. Game, you have betrayed me for the last time. I need a building for the turtle. The turtle. Give me a single building. Right there. And then we're going to get Kawadi action and turtle action. Turtle power, one might say. I'm a dummy. I cannot play the Coatl. Shit. I don't think I can undo back that far, can I? Hang on. No, that's a smooth brain play. I don't want to get that smooth brained when I could literally just built it here and built it here and satisfied the Kawati. Oh, the Kawati wants water. Wants rocks. He's the grumpy one. Okay, well, we can do that. Let us satisfy our Kawati friend. Fine, I guess. And you have to go there. I get a next token, and we're gonna hunt. And I must keep one of them. I will happily keep a red deer. Because I can play him right now. Which was not actually my intention, but I love it anyway. Go ahead, Mother Flocker. That's right, I said it. We were all thinking it. Okay. I need another science icon if I want to get one of my scoring cards to score me any points at all. And getting out to university also gives me a conservation point. I think I have to do it. I will take you. Plus it gets me 2 more reputation. I could take a card in reputation range, or I could take one from the deck. I do need a burb at some point. Give me the flamingo, please. Please and thank you, game. I still gain no kiosk. I can't income. I don't care. I genuinely could not care less. Confirm. Right. Let's build for the burb. Right there is good. Confirm. I shall play an animal. This flamingo-y chum. Sure, I'll take a kiosk for free. I could take a card in reputation range. Which I should. I should take this guy. And then we're gonna slap you out here. Confirm. Confirm. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and play the bird breeding program. I will need two more. 2 max tokens must be spent. I'm fine with that. Why can I not play the bird breeding program? Because I don't have the right fucking zoo. Yeah, I don't have Africa. I have the... No, I do have Africa. Oh, flamingos are from Europe. Actually, factually, let me take a partner zoo instead, and I'll take Europe. And then I can play the card next turn. I will take 2 reputation. And get some cool stuff. What does a multiplier token do? Oh, I get to do it twice. I'm going to put it on there. That way I can actually take the action twice in a row. Which I think is really useful. Alright. I will take my 1 kiosk income. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to win this game either. It was an even slower start than last game. I'm going to make a game of it, but it's not going to be super effective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get to do this twice because of my multiplier. Okay, player support this. Give me my bird breeding program, please. First slot. I guess I'll take 3 more X tokens just for fun. And then give me that. And that. I definitely would like 1 conservation point, please. I would like to gain 2 more reputation. I'll draw a card from the deck, not that I think it'll matter. I'm going to donate $10 Renos. Confirm. I'm going to do it again. Europe second slot, because my zoo counts as an icon. I really want points, but I will take that, I suppose. Gain 4 conservation. I must discard a final scoring card. I will discard small animal zoo. I'll get 4 more conservation. Not that I think it'll matter. Donate another $10, please. Confirm. I got close. 95 points this time. 95 points. I didn't get enough appeal. Some thoughts on Arc Nova. Give me a final situation, please. I think the most common question people ask is, if you have Arc Nova, should you play Terraforming Mars and vice versa? The answer is yes. despite a very similar tags worth cards mechanic, they're very different games. Very different. Um, this is not a cooperative game at all. It is purely a competitive game. Which Terraforming Mars is semi-cooperative because otherwise the game just never ends. Which may be an appeal, I suppose, but that is something to consider. But they're just different games where they're both engine builders. You both have cards in your hand, you spend stuff to play the cards. That is the same. But there's a few things over this game I really, really like that Terraform Mars doesn't have. Not that I dislike Terraforming Mars, but this has that instead. This is brilliant. This is so brilliant. The Reputation Row, the ability to grab a card when you really need it, is incredibly powerful. This game has a big old deck of cards. It's over 200 cards if I remember right. It takes a long time to shuffle. So cycling through the deck more quickly to find the card that you want is always beneficial. I like the little polyomino aspect of the zoo maps. Deciding which buildings to put where and when is really interesting. It adds this extra puzzle layer that I really find appealing. I like the sponsor cards as an interesting way to kind of kick things into a higher gear if you get the right ones and use them effectively. If I'd been able to finish this entire map, I would have gotten quite a bit of extra points, but I didn't. The scoring cards are always interesting. They give you an extra thing to go for most of the game. I like the card selection mechanic is really clever. Knowing when to play a certain card to get the most out of it is really beneficial. What fucked us this game was I had to keep playing the cards action over and over and over again. You think of cards I could actually play. That was very poor play on my part. I don't know what I could have done other than just get luckier or just play better, but that is a critical consideration in this game. So important. What else do I like or dislike? I like the conservation projects. They're a lot of fun. And again, they give you goals to shoot for throughout the game, which I always find appealing. If you play the two-player game, it covers one spot in each one of them to make them a little bit more competitive, which is pretty appealing. What else? I don't like the solo game as much. I'm not saying because I lost twice, because I have beaten this game before in solo mode. But while it runs really smoothly, the clock seems too short for me. Maybe that's just me. Maybe for other players that are really, really good at the game, you can destroy it and have no problems. But because the deck is so big, and this is going to be the number one complaint people have in this game, there's a lot of randomness. It is somewhat mitigated, but there's a lot of randomness. Especially when you get, say, there's a world in which you never get any research icons. That's not true. You always get research icons, you always get them from the universities. That's not accurate. But I could see a situation where you get, say, the one that we discarded, and you just never get a small animal. You just don't draw any the entire game. Which means you can never accomplish that goal. 2 goals helps, but that doesn't feel good. Or I've got this really cool card tells you with predators. I drew one other predator the rest of the game. That doesn't feel good. In multiplayer mode, because the clock is controllable by the players, in multiplayer mode, it's somebody has to get to a certain spot on the board. I think it has to be 100 combined between your reputation and your appeal. It used to be you had them cross or touch. Whenever a player did that, it triggered the end of the game. But that's not what happened. I don't know. I think they changed something about the scoring board. They changed it. I think I remember reading about that. But otherwise, I love Ark Nova. It is one of my favorite games. The animal pictures are fantastic. I would have loved a couple of animal facts on each one that would have made it even better and more enjoyable. But it's brilliant. It's really well designed. The randomness is a pain for a longer game. If your group doesn't like games that take a longer time, I mean, yeah, I played the game in less than an hour. That's because I played solo. Multiplayer, it takes longer. I've heard of some groups saying it takes like 3 hours for 4 players, which seems crazy to me. But if you get people that are really AP, maybe. I could see that being a bigger issue for somebody like that. Um, the maps are interesting. Each map has a special ability or can have a special ability that gives you something else to shoot for. I think one of the things this game does well is give you targets. In a lot of games where there's a lot of different things you can do, it's not clear what you should be doing or when. This always points you in a direction. You don't have to follow that direction. But always points you in a direction. And in fact, one of the things I did poorly in this game, besides just not playing very many animals, period, was I didn't lean into any of these. I have one ape and I have one reptile. And that's not enough. On the flip side, we got hyper efficient thanks to flocking. Flocking was a game changer for us this time. Because it meant me Oliphant, the African bush elephant, my favorite animal in the world, by the way, other than the guinea pig, which is in this game, by the way. Um, if that is an important criteria for you, are guinea pigs in the game? There is a guinea pig card. So just putting that out there. That's really important. But yeah, flocking really helped us out quite a bit in this game with the red deer and the Grevy's zebra. Looks like it's Gravy's zebra, but that's not. I don't think it's how it's meant to be pronounced. Um, but yeah, definitely play Ark Nova. Even if you have Terraforming Mars, play Ark Nova. If you have Ark Nova, play Terraforming Mars. The games have enough in common in their DNA that if you like one, you'll like the other. If you put a gun to my head and said you could only play this or Terraforming Mars for the rest of your life, I like sci-fi more than I like animals. Although this game does have a guinea pig, and I have 2 guinea pigs at home. So it's tougher than you think, but I think I still take Terraforming Mars. But it's a tight fit. Last thing I want to talk about before we end the video. Let me know first of all if there's any other games you'd like to see me cover with this. I never want web notifications. Please go away. But the other thing I want to mention is this game is a premium game, which means you must have access to premium or somebody in your group has to have access to premium in order to play it. That could be a consideration for you when you are deciding what game to play with your friends. So just give that a think. Until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you